Most people get married with the expectation to become one with a deep connection, only to realize that it doesn't happen automatically. Sometimes they even feel distant from each other. In this video, we will share how to build a deep connection, emotional connection in marriage.
You know those couples who just click? They finish each other's sentences. They love being together. That kind of connection doesn't just happen by chance.
Yeah, when we got married, we were two strangers. We came from different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds, different family backgrounds. But we built a deep connection with each other that made us become best friends.
Here is what we've learned. Every couple that enjoys closeness has a few things in common. The principles are the same, even if the circumstances look different.
In this video, we will share how to connect physically, spiritually, and emotionally. When you put these three things together, you get the oneness that you long for in marriage.
Number 1, spiritual connection. Your spiritual connection begins the day you exchange vows. Those vows aren't just words. They are a covenant. It's not a contract between two people. It's a bond between you, your spouse, and God.
And the second one is physical connection. Physical connection happens when marriage is consummated. We said in one of our videos that when marriage is consummated, there is communion.
Number 3, emotional connection. Emotional connection or intellectual connection doesn't just happen. It takes intentional commitment.
Yes. At a deeper level, every one of us longs for three things. We long for being seen, being known, and being heard. I will say that again. Being seen, being known, and being heard is the need for every one of us in a relationship. The strongest marriages you will find out there, they have these three things. They work on these three things on a consistent basis. They make each other feel seen, feel known, and feel heard consistently. Let's break that down. What it means to be seen, what it means to be known, and what it means to be heard.
Feeling seen. Feeling seen happens when you acknowledge your spouse's presence. You don't take them for granted.
Yes.
So this is when you notice their efforts, their struggles, and their joys.
Yes. It's important to underline that noticing each other's effort. The small things that you do, like to notice what the small services they give to you. You notice those. The efforts they put into keeping the house clean or working hard to provide, or all the things that they do. If you notice those and you thank them for that we feel seen when those things happen.
And the reason why we emphasize on noticing is because most people, everyone actually, loves the way they love the way they like being loved.
Yes, exactly.
And so when your spouse is doing something, they are doing it the way they would love to feel it.
Yes.
And so it takes a lot of, it could be not the way you want to feel it, but it takes a lot of effort to understand, they're doing that, even though it doesn't necessarily make me feel amazing or it doesn't hurt me, but it's because they're trying to be intentional. Therefore, I need to notice and and talk about the fact that I've noticed. I express, show that I've seen them doing that.
Some people forget their spouse's birthdays.
Yeah, and some people forget their own birthdays. So it's possible. It happens. It happens. Yeah.
Yes. Another way to make someone feel seen or your spouse feel seen is to notice their emotions. Validate their emotions. It's not good to shut people's emotions. When someone is upset or when someone is angry, validate that. It's not good to tell people or to tell your spouse you are overreacting. I heard a man telling his wife that you're being hormonal. I find that insulting for a man to a husband to tell a wife that you're being hormonal. I don't even know what that means, but I think he was saying something that was not positive. And I've heard men
basically saying you're crazy. That's
exactly that you're not making sense, or you're not thinking. And I've heard women telling or a wife telling her husband that is toxic masculinity. I know this. I don't know where we come up with this language, but in marriage, it's very important to be careful not to shut down people's emotions. Of course, someone can be overreacting, but instead of telling them you're overreacting, you can say, I can understand why you feel that way. I can understand why you feel that way. So you make them feel validated. Yeah.
And the third one is active attention. Active attention has to do with the things you do with your body language.
Yes.
Because it doesn't necessarily mean you're saying something, but you are acting in a way that shows your spouse that you find them important.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing at that time doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because they are there. So it can look like you get off your phone when your spouse is talking to you,
Yes.
or look
Like
at them.
I'm paying attention.
Pay
to
attention.
You
Yes, pay attention. Do eye contact
Like
and
now.
show them like now.
I want to take some credit.
This is that like you're doing right now. Active attention doesn't have anything to do necessarily with the words that you say. It has more to do with your demeanor, your posture, how you act,
attitude.
your attitude. Yeah, attitude is a good one.
So
attitude, yeah.
I feel seen when you pay attention to what I'm saying, and you feel seen when I pay attention.
Yeah, and that it doesn't mean what I'm saying is necessarily important or it's urgent.
Yes.
It could be I saw this beautiful flower or cat, this beautiful cat, but you taking that time to be like, you put the phone down and be like, even if you don't have to say anything, be like, oh, beautiful cat. Oh, it's good. Or you'd be like,
Yeah, I heard of a couple that the wife was speaking to the husband, and the husband was playing games and did not even move. Not even turn toward
Very
her.
bad.
And the wife felt really offended by that.
Not amazing.
It doesn't matter what you are doing. When your spouse is talking to you, make them feel seen. Pay attention to what they're saying. Even when you don't think what they're saying is important, still pay attention. And another way to make your spouse feel seen is to celebrate their uniqueness. Everyone is unique. And there are small things you can do to show someone that you celebrate who they are in their unique way. For example, when you notice their haircut, like a new hairstyle or a haircut, when you notice like a new shirt and how it looks on them, or a new dress or something like that, these are ways you can make someone feel seen. If your wife went to the salon and they did some changes on their makeup or their hair, notice that, man. Notice that. Say that. Oh, did you do your nails today? It's small things that make the small things that make people feel seen. We feel seen when our uniqueness is celebrated, when it's not overlooked.
The second pillar of emotional connection is feeling known. Feeling known is when your spouse gets you. So they know, they can pick up from whatever is going in with you without even you saying a thing.
Yes.
They can pick up your mood, they can pick up your feelings and respond according to what they pick up.
Yeah.
Even if you don't say anything.
Yes, I remember this.
For example, you remember what?
Yeah, I remember when we started dating, you were giving me cues when to leave a place. If we are on a date and we are with people, maybe we are not necessarily on a date, but we can be with people and you want to leave, you were not saying, let's leave now. You were just giving me cues. And at the beginning, I didn't know what if we were being itchy or what was going on. And then I started to read those and understand, okay, when she wants us to leave, that's how she sends a cue.
Yeah.
Or when she doesn't want me to say something, she would give me a sign or a signal. Or when she wants me to say something, she will give me. And I started to read that. And I know when my wife is happy, when she's not happy, without her saying anything. Yeah. I know when she wants me to leave a place, or when she wants us to stay, or just without without saying anything. So I think it took time to learn your body language.
Yeah. And also, it can also be not necessarily trying to communicate to you something. Like, for example, I know you so well. I know when you're hungry.
Yes.
I know when you're tired.
Yes.
I can tell when you're sick without even you test. Even if
Yeah,
sometimes
you know
I know
me
you are sick when you don't even know that you're sick. That I've already,
I just think
know.
I'm tired.
Yeah,
and, then say,
I can tell. No, something's
you're
not
well.
right.
You should
Yeah,
take
you're
a
not
day
well.
off or something.
Yeah.
The second way you can.
And sorry. Another thing that
Yes.
I like that you do. You know me so well to the point where sometimes I don't know that I need something and you get it to me. You get it for me. And when you get it for me, I realize, I needed this. So you've done it so many times. Because I'm not the kind of person who's like flowers and I'm not that kind of person.
Yes.
And so it's really hard to, I'm not the typical.
Yeah, you're not the typical like a chocolate, a
and
flower,
flowers
like
and
that.
no, I'm not like that. So it's really hard for you to find
It took me some time. Yeah.
But you know exactly what I need.
Yes.
And it's not flowers.
Yes.
It's something that I need at that time in that season.
Yes.
And you get it for me and I'm like,
Thank you.
This is so thoughtful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Another element of being known is remembering details.
Yeah.
Remembering details about the stories your spouse shared with you. Don't forget details. When you repeat them to them, they mean the world to them. For example, if my wife told me a story about her childhood and one day they were going to school and she got lost, something like that. She's told me that story many
I got
times.
lost, guys, many times.
I memorized that story. Like it means a lot to me to keep those details of each story that she tells me about her life. And sometimes I bring them back to her and we laugh about it. And sometimes I tell her stories and she remembers those stories. It's so good when you feel like your spouse knows you well. They remember your struggles. They remember the small favorite things. Like my wife said she doesn't like flowers, but I know what she likes. So
I love flowers outside, not
not that she doesn't like flower everywhere.
It's not a gift
like
to
a
me.
gift, like a gift. No,
Yeah.
But she loves other things that I've learned, and I remember those small details when, like for example, details of our anniversary, like our children's birthdays. Oh, she doesn't want me to forget those things. She don't want me to remember all those her birthdays. So it's so good when you remember each other's details. It makes me feel cherished when my wife does that, and it makes her feel cherished when I put effort into remembering details.
Yeah. Another one is being vulnerable safely. It's not something to be surprised about, that we're not perfect human.
No.
Nobody's perfect, which means we have strength and we have weaknesses.
Yeah.
And so being able to love your spouse with who they are, with their strength and weaknesses, and not allowing that to make them feel lower than you because of their weaknesses, because you do have them weaknesses as well. So being able to be safe, knowing that you are loved for real, with whatever mistake, you can bring it up and talk about it and fix it and move on.
Another way to make someone feel known is having shared humor, inside jokes that you laugh at those things together. We want to be around someone who gets our jokes. Sometimes I say things I don't think they are funny, and my wife will laugh, and I'm like, wow, I'm glad that you are my audience. I like that you, I'm glad I can make you laugh. Sometimes I don't know if I'm being funny, but she laughs at my jokes. So that is something that makes me feel
you are very
known by my wife when she says I'm funny.
Very funny.
I don't see my wife myself as a funny person. Having your own way of saying things or doing things makes you feel more connected. To have your favorite phrases or your favorite sayings or things like that, it builds the we-ness in the you. I think that's a new word.
Forgive us if there's a teacher here.
Yes, it's
for the word. It means the we-ness.
Yes,
we are we.
Yeah, we are we. It means that your spouse is not just an observer of your life, but he's part of your life. He's a co-creator of your story.
Yeah. Another one is asking good questions.
Yes.
When we say good questions, we are talking about asking questions that are meaningful, that shows your spouse, that show your spouse that you are interested. Like you
Yes.
want to get to know
Yes.
about them. Because as years go,
Yes.
changes happen in our lives.
Yeah. And we grow.
And we grow. When you change, there are things that you think a little bit differently, or you understand yourself a little bit
Yes.
differently.
Yes.
And so to be able to ask those questions kind of create that the we keeps growing.
Yeah. I feel known when you ask me good questions, when I feel like you are interested in what I'm doing or how I'm feeling. I learned to ask my wife, how can I love you today? How can I love you today is a powerful question, because it gives my wife a chance to tell me what she's longing for, what she needs me to do on that day, or how she wants me to behave on that day. She can tell me, I just want you to be here, or I want you to do this or to do that. And that's such a beautiful thing. When you ask that question, you open up your spouse to know that you are available.
Yeah. And sometimes that the answer to that question is usually sometimes for your benefit.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I can sometimes see that you've been working so hard and you're tired, you're exhausted. I'm like, the best way to love me is for you to be healthy, for you to be well, for you to be rested.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. That I feel loved when you are rested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another question can be, how can I support you this week? How can I be of help this week?
Yeah.
Another question can be, what's been bothering you this week, or something like that. All these are questions you can ask. Good questions help your spouse feel known, feel like you want to know them. They feel like you are interested in them. You feel known. Yeah.
Another way to feel known is when your spouse understands your faith, understands your principles and goals.
Yes.
Because we don't want to we don't want to feel like we are tolerated. We just want to feel like we are accepted in who we are, with our principles, with our values, all these things that we hold as values. So,
and this is why we encourage people not to marry someone who you don't share the same faith.
Yeah.
Because your spouse has to accept your faith, has to not just tolerate it, but accept it.
Yeah.
And that can be
problematic
in marriage. You feel known when you feel like your spouse embraces who you are. Now, the third pillar of emotional connection is feeling heard.
You feel heard when your spouse feels like a safe space for expression. So this is when you know you can speak freely. You can, you know that you're not going to be cut off. You know that you're not going to be judged. You know that you're not going to be minimized. For
example, there is a wrong way of responding to your spouse's emotions. For example, if your spouse says, I feel so overwhelmed at work these days, or today I felt so overwhelmed at work. One can reply, oh, you're fine. You'll be fine. Yeah. Everyone is busy these days. It's a busy season. You just need to toughen up. That is a wrong response to somebody's emotions.
That's minimizing.
Yeah. You are not validating the emotions. You are not hearing what they are saying. You are not hearing. But the right way to respond when someone says, I feel so overwhelmed at work right now, the answer can be, oh, that sounds really heavy. You know, you lean in, you listen. That sounds really heavy. What's been the hardest part of it? You know, what is going on? Because sometimes people say things, not just for you to fix them. People say things, your spouse will say things just to be heard. You don't have to fix them. Maybe you're not the manager, you're not the supervisor at work. They just want you to listen. They don't need another lecturer on how to toughen up and how to handle things.
Another one is active listening. It's more about your body language. So you listen without interrupting. You listen with your eyes. You listen with your nod. Sometimes when I'm talking to my husband, I'm like, like he's doing that. This is what he's doing when I'm talking to him. He's like, that's active
Nodding.
listening.
Nodding.
Nodding is active listening. That's active listening.
Yes.
So it's not only not interrupting, but it's also showing that you are really interested with your face.
Yes.
Yeah. Another one is reflecting back. Reflecting back is repeating to your spouse. For example, they're telling you something and you repeat it back in your own words to try to understand or clarify exactly what they are saying, so that you can show them that you are interested and you want to hear what they're saying. And if you didn't get it, they can correct you and say, oh no, that's not what I mean. This is what I mean. And then you clarify again, repeat it back.
And I love the way you do it, babe. I love the way you do it. I can be talking to my wife and I will say things, and then before she responds, before she tells me what she thinks, she will summarize what I've just said. She will say, do you mean this? Then she will summarize what I've just said. I feel heard when she does that, because she gives me the chance to clarify what I said. Instead of just reacting or giving me answers without understanding what I was saying, she summarizes what I said and said, did you mean this? It is what you are saying. That makes me feel heard. And I've learned that from her, how to respond when I don't understand. I summarize first. I try to clarify before I give my opinion. Another way to make someone feel heard is kind responses. Instead of reacting with defensiveness or brushing it off, try responding with empathy. For example, that must have been really frustrating for you when someone is talking about how they feel. I believe this, that sometimes my wife says things to me that she doesn't mean. Like, the message is not in the word. The message is in the emotion behind the word. I'm not claiming that I'm an expert and I've reached 100%.
Well, you were an expert in me.
But when it comes to my wife, let's study of Christelle, the science of Christelle.
You have a master's.
I think I have a PhD on that one, because this wife God gave to me, I now know when she's saying things and what is coming out of her mouth is not what she's telling me. Not that she doesn't want to. No, there are just emotions behind the words that I need to pay attention to. So if I start responding to the words, I miss completely the purpose of the conversation.
Yeah.
But if I pay attention to the emotion and address the emotion, often we fix it quickly because it's about how she feels and not what she's saying. Pay attention to emotions and respond to emotions than the words that are coming out of their mouth. Even though you don't like the words, sometimes the words are just expressing an emotion, a frustration that is behind it. Instead of focusing on the words, you caused an emotion. Deal with the emotion before you move to reason.
Yeah. Another one is respect in disagreement. We are different people.
Yes.
I have a way of thinking that is my own. You have your way of thinking about things that is your own. Yeah.
I think respecting someone's opinion, it's one of the greatest gifts in relationship to make the person feel heard. You know, respecting their
It doesn't
opinion.
have to be like it's in a conflict or you're fighting. No, it can be just the way with different people.
It can be
with
a
different
simple thing like,
yeah.
what are we eating tonight, or which restaurant are we going to? Just value my opinion too on that. And sometimes the person will say, your spouse can say, oh, just make that decision.
Yeah.
It's fine. But at least you ask, you give them the opportunity. Even touch can show that you are paying attention. For example, I'm doing it right now. Like touching you now means I'm enjoying the conversation. You know, when someone is speaking and you touch them gently, you are saying
Your
that
spouse,
your spouse, not don't touch everybody out. Don't just touch people. No, your spouse. I love to touch my wife when she's talking to me to show that I'm interested in what she's saying. You lean in, you touch, maybe even a hug or something like that. It changes a lot. It shows that you are listening.
And the last one is following through. For example, if it's something that you've talked about that needs to change or something that needs to be done, and then you've agreed that one of you is going to do that, or the both of you are going to do that. So following through with that,
yes,
is important. It shows that it makes you feel heard. Yeah.
So in summary, we are talking about emotional connection. Emotional connection happens when you feel seen in the relationship, or you make each other feel seen, and that is when you feel noticed. Feel seen means being noticed. Emotional connection happens when you feel known. Feeling known happens when you feel understood. Feeling known is to be understood. And emotional connection happens when you feel heard. Feeling heard is to be valued. When your words are valued, your emotions are valued. Feeling known, feeling heard, feeling seen.
Thanks for joining us today. If this helped you, share it with someone, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a nice comment.
A nice comment, please. We'd love to know where you are watching from so we can pray for you. Hope to see you here again soon.
Bye.